most important part, you copy them, and then of course do not let the word content appear in the final output of your lesson guide. Lesson study enhancements. It is just written here for illustration purposes that next to the title will be the content, but this word content must disappear. That's why we have to overlap that word with the content. So again, the font size from the article and the font style is not Tahoma 12, so you have to change them again. Change them to the Tahoma 12 requirement. Okay, Tahoma 12. So simple as that. I know you are very familiar with word operations, so no problem with this part. I'm just showing you the complete procedure as to how to present your lesson study enhancement. So now, another requirement is that you have to find at least 5 keywords. Keywords, it's up to you. Any word that strike your attention. So it can be anywhere from the article that you have chosen. Example, you have this one, LIFO, example only. So you can include that one in your keywords. Okay, comma, separated by comma, and then just any word here that has stricken your attention or has caught your attention. So example, of course, inventory is the main topic of the lesson enhancement. So again, you have to complete only this list, at least 5 here. So I will not be completing it here for the presentation because of course this is only to show to you how to do it. But again, in your submitted Microsoft Word file, if this is incomplete, then this would cost you deduction. The same with non-following with the instructions as to formatting that I have already said a while ago. So concepts learned. Concepts learned, of course, what you learn from the article, and of course the relevant lesson that you have already learned prior to making this article, which is about accounting for inventories. Example, of course it must be in paragraph form. So shall we say I would write here the first and most important learning I had is about the measurement of inventory. Of course, there are a lot of other descriptions that follow as to what concepts you have learned. So of course, do not do something like this just for presentation purposes. So that is how you present concepts learned. And then the second to the last part is the source. So the source means the source of the article. So if it is taken online, you simply go to the address bar, this one here, and then copy that one, and of course paste it on your lesson enhancements. Simple as that, though it is again on a different font style and size. You can just change it in the same manner as we did with the other parts of the text, Tahoma 12, and simple as that. So of course the date of retrieval from the source, meaning the date you have searched for the file or the article in the web. So example, you have searched this August 19, so you simply type August 19, 2020, and again you have to present it in the normal format of the font. So as you can see, everything is already almost finished, but the final format that you're going to make is that you select all the text, including the lesson study enhancements text. So by doing that will simply, or can be done by simply holding Control and then A in your what is that, the in your, how do we call this one, the pad. So Control A, and of course right click on any of the text. So right click, and then you will have to click again the paragraph, left click this time paragraph, and then go to spacing options. Before you click the arrow, upward arrow, and that is to make it 0 for the before option in spacing, and the same with after option, make it 0 point. This is for spacing purposes, and then the line spacing must be single. So as you can see, before we click OK here, the spacing is not 0 on some of the text, because we have copied some text from the web which are not in this format of spacing, 0 point before and after, and for line spacing single. So that is why there is noticeable space from, or I mean above and below the text title of article. But notice what will happen when we click OK. So after that, the space that we have noticed a while ago is gone. So that is the reason why you have to do that as the final formatting requirement. So of course, just the minor finishing touches. Just give one space for the content, and then of course you highlight all of the content, and then you choose the justify option. But as you can see, after you choose the justify option, this one is good, presentable enough, but this one is not. So since this one is not presentable using the justify alignment, then you have to restore it back to the left alignment, which is a lot more presentable than the justify alignment a while ago. So do the same with this one. It is not pleasing to the eye to look at this presentation like this one, so go back to the left alignment. Okay, go back to the left alignment, and then the last one, so you go to left alignment. So everything is ready now. So of course it's up to you whether you will change this to normal font style, not bold, but this is how it is presented in the article. So if I were the one writing this lesson enhancement, I might still preserve the formatting, because this is an emphasis of how the topic is introduced, like this one, the first in first out inventory accounting formula, to present it clearly and immediately to the reader. That is why it is formatted with bold type font format. Okay, so again, that is how you're going to make the lesson study enhancements. Of course, the final one will be the file name. So the file name, of course, the format is like this. Format is, this is the file, the lesson, the assignment that I have prepared in advance for this presentation. The file name is your surname, and then period, and then your first name. This one. I will highlight it to present it clearly. So surname, period, then first name, and then equals, then the date. The date here will be the date of submission. Okay, this one. The date and time of compliance. Okay, the date and time of compliance is the date in your file name. Date and time of compliance, the date. So in our example, that is August 20. I see it again to clarify. So look at August 20. So date example, this is not always August 20 again. This is found in the Google Classroom bulletin on column F. So example, that is assignment, and the date of submission, is on August 20 found here. Then you have to put the date of submission as August 20, and the same will be for your file name. It will be August 20 here. And again, the nature of the activity, if it is assignment, it will be assignment, and the number, it will be depending again on the activity column. If that lesson enhancement is assignment 1, then your file name will be assignment 1. If that is quiz number 3, then your file name will be quiz number 3. So that is how you're going to name the file. So example, again, this is assignment 1. This is why I used date equals assignment 1. So again, the date must be replaced with the actual date of the date of submission. The format, by the way, of the date, if it is in the example August 20, then it must be typed like this. August is 8, so it will be 8/20, so 8.20, and then year 2020.20. So that means August 20, 2020. Okay, so anyway, it is open in the other file. That's why I cannot rename in the Microsoft Word file, so I cannot rename it, but that is how you're going to name the file. So that is the complete format as to how you're going to make a lesson study enhancements. Okay, so we are through with that. Now we go to the last part of this orientation, and that is how to use the Google Drive. So again, the manner of submission will be depending on the instructions that can be found in column E of the bulletin. So example, if the instruction is to submit it on the Google Drive using the shared folder, then of course there will be a shared folder that I will establish, and then you simply